All right, let's talk about Liverpool, because I feel like Liverpool, they are using the position that they are to kind of intimidate some club. I'm talking about Newcastle, because as we know, Liverpool have agreed on personal terms with the entrant Frankfurt striker Ugo Ekitike. The player they've agreed with the player. And this is the same player that Newcastle wanted to sign. They were talking to the player already. They were talking to the club in Frankfurt to sign Ugo Ekitike. The report even said they bid, I think, 78 million euros thereabout for Ugo Ekitike. Obviously, and Frankfurt they declined the bid because they wanted more money. And now Liverpool are interested in the same player. Now we shouldn't forget that Liverpool were interested in Alexander Isak, the Newcastle striker, and obviously they couldn't get the deal done because Newcastle don't want to sell. And it was clear, they said it, that if Newcastle are not ready to sell Isak, they will go for Ekitike. Ekitike is the next, second choice for Liverpool. If they can't get, Isak, which is their first choice, they were ready to pay £120 million for Isak. So if they can't get Isak, Ekitike will be the next move for them. And this same player, Ekitike, Newcastle are also interested in the player, because the plan for Newcastle is buy Ekitike and Isak will pair together, will be starting games together, complementing themselves. That's the plan for Newcastle. And now Liverpool are interested in the same player. Now the report is saying Newcastle are out of the race. Obviously, they will be out of the race because the player now is not preferring to go to Liverpool. And you expect every player to go to Liverpool compared to Newcastle, because Liverpool are a bigger club than Newcastle. Obviously, Newcastle have money in terms of the owner of the club. They have money. But as a football club, they are not as big, as Liverpool. If you're playing for Liverpool, you have the chance to win the league. You have the chance to win the Champions League. But if you're playing for a club like Newcastle, it will be difficult for you to achieve those kind of, if you want to, hopefully win the league, it will be difficult for you. And also, if you want to win the Champions League as well, it will be difficult for you. Newcastle, they are in the Champions League, but that's not enough. How big the club is really, really important. We shouldn't forget that this same Newcastle were interested in signing the Chelsea striker, Joao Pedro. They wanted to sign Pedro. They were talking to, with Brighton to sign the player. But then when Chelsea came into the mix, the player chose Chelsea over Newcastle. And it's like that. If big clubs, are fighting for a player compared to a smaller club, it's difficult for that smaller club to get the player. Even if, the smaller club have money to offer the player. But at the same time, the player will want to go to a club where bigger name, and also where he knows that if he goes there, he will win titles. And for Joao Pedro, he has already won his first trophy, the Club World Cup with Chelsea. So that's the same thing with this Ekitike here. He prefers Liverpool because he knows if he goes to Liverpool, his chances of winning trophies he has a huge chance, of winning those big trophies. But for me, it's clear that Liverpool are using their opportunity as a big club, the position that they are as a big club, not just a big club. They are the champions of England. They won the Premier League. So every football club, every player, will want to go to a club like Liverpool. That's a bigger club compared to Newcastle. That is, if a club like Newcastle is coming for the same player, or they want to go to that kind of club that will give them the opportunity to win those kind of trophies. So yeah, they are going for the same player that Newcastle were interested in. Like I said before, Newcastle, they are no longer interested in Ugo Ekitike. They're out of the race because Liverpool now are in the race, and the player have chosen Liverpool over Newcastle. So what's your thought, what's your opinion on this one? Because I feel like, listen, if you're a small club, sometimes it's difficult to compete with this heavyweight, football club. So your thought, your opinion on this one. And also the player, if he eventually join Liverpool, which it could happen because it looks like they are really serious in signing the player, do you think the player will be a success, playing for Liverpool? Because for me, the player is not there yet in terms of what he can do. Yes, he's a good player, but his output, I think last season, I heard he scored just 13 Bundesliga goals. 13 Bundesliga goals. So I'm not sure, but that's what I heard. He scored 13 Bundesliga go. And we know the Bundesliga is not like the Premier League. For me, the Premier League is obviously a better league than the Bundesliga. But obviously, playing for Liverpool that have better players compared to Eintracht Frankfurt, probably he will do, much more better in Liverpool. But like I said, he's not the finished article yet in terms of top striker. So it will be interesting to see how he will perform if he eventually comes, to the Premier League. We also know that Liverpool want to sell Darwin Núñez. There's report that the Saudi club are interested for Darwin Núñez. So we will see how that one will go. If Darwin Núñez will leave Liverpool, and also obviously if Darwin Núñez leave, I think they want to replace Darwin Núñez with Ekitike. So your thoughts, your opinion on all of this, you let me know.